Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Make sure you guys smash the likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. And spam the flames in the chat right now, guys, because Viana is cooking. Crazy situation. Ike Nori has now been announced by Manchester City. We are still waiting on the Tijani Reinders one and the Ryan Cherky one as well. Apparently, Ryan Cherky's actually doing his medical tomorrow, so we probably won't get that till tomorrow anyway. But, bro, Viana's cooking, man.
But Viana's cooking, man. He's arrived with a bang, hasn't he? Like, I saw the announcement, one of the announcement clips for Nuri today, and I saw the way Tiki always did the like arm around the shoulder photo with the backdrop behind them. I saw Viana did that today, and I was like, bro's announcing himself as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know he's announcing players here, but he's also low-key saying, "Look at me as well. Like, I'm bringing these guys here in my first summer." So it's been exciting, man. It's been exciting. A, City aren't playing football to ruin my weekends at the minute, which is great. And B, City are operating like a big club with ambition in the transfer window. So, like, I know we'll talk in depth, I'm sure, about the three players so far and whatever else is to come, but to get them all locked in for the Club World Cup, I wasn't particularly arsed. I said that in the channel before. I wasn't particularly arsed about the Club World Cup. But now I'm gassed. I'm looking forward to watching them. I really want to watch them, and I want to see them wear City shirts, and I want to see them, operate with Rodri and Haaland, and watch what little link-ups start to form. So, bro, like, as far as summers go and the first few weeks or first few days even of the window, I can't complain, man. Like, how can you?
Nah, it's facts. I big up Sandeep as well, man, for becoming a channel member. Big up, bro. Appreciate it. Talk to me about Cherky, bro, because we'll come on to White Nori, yeah, but Cherky's obviously the one. We got the Here We Go today. It's
I like this guy.
33 million quid. Yeah, he just made his France debut, and then France debut for starting a game as well. Obviously cooked in that game that he come off the bench. 21 years old, bro. I can't lie, man. I'm so excited to see this player, man. Like, I can't remember the last time I was this excited to see a player at Manchester City. He's a player that I think City fans are gonna just love watching.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a fan favorite as long as he just doesn't completely, have this alleged attitude problem that people, like to throw out there, which we'll talk about because I don't actually buy into it. But as long as he doesn't have that, I think the fans are going to love him. I think as fans of football, we gravitate towards footballers who get us off our seats, get bums off seats and make you go, damn, that was sick, or that pass was unbelievable. Like, of course, we'd appreciate the neat players, the players who'll keep the ball moving at a good pace and they'll do things at a good intensity. And they're really important. But we all love those players who'll do something sick and just get you to go, wow, I'm enjoying going to watch this. I'm enjoying watching this guy play football. So I think he's brilliant, man. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed him when he played against United at Old Trafford. I enjoyed his whole personality he has on the pitch. I think that's a massive part of why I like him. And then I watched him as you did, and I know the whole of Twitter and the whole of City internet blew up after that France-Spain game. I know they lost. No one gave a shit from the City space. It was like, rah, this Cherky guy has just announced himself to us, it felt like. It's like, this is what you're getting from me. Yeah. It was like, listen up, City fans. This is what you're going to get from me. Like, that the audacity to hit that volley, mate. The fucking audacity.
You know what? You know what's crazy is, right? I know for a fact, yeah, that like Pep, probably Viana, some of the other coaches and that probably would have been sat watching that game. 100%. Not only because they're scouting him and not watching him and buying him, but also the fact it was just a pretty good game, yeah. France versus was it Germany? France? Who did they play? Spain. France versus Spain. So they're probably watching it anyway. And they might have been even watching it together. I know that previously Pep Guardiola's like watched the games at his restaurant upstairs, like in a special room. So they might have even, and he used to watch games there with Tiki. And can you imagine if they was all sat together, Viana, Pep, and maybe a couple of other people upstairs, like in a little private room, watching that, and then just watching that goal go in? Can you imagine? Like, they would have just been like, "Yo, we're fucking getting this guy, man." Yeah, no, honestly, man, I'm just buzzing, man. It's just exciting. It's exciting to watch. It's exciting to see this player coming in, and you know what I'm saying. After everything that we went through last year in terms of like the results were just bad. You know what I mean? 1 winning 14. The dead play at times, like really boring football. To see us sign a player that's just so exciting I'm just ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. Oh, yo, big up HSK, man. Yo, this guy just coming and dropping bombers. What's he saying? Viana is probably Tiki's best ever signing. Yo, come on, HSK. Yo, big love for the 100 donut. All right, chat, get some W's in the chat, man. This guy, honestly. HSK, bro.
He makes it. He drives a good point as well, HSK. Like, when it gets to the end of this transfer window, like, people will, and you will, because it's what you do, but you'll evaluate the job Viana's done. And you'll go,
yeah, 100%.
Has this guy been a net positive to us in our pursuit of getting back to where we want to be? And so far, the guy's giving a really good account of himself. I can imagine him, just like you said, when Turkey hit that volley, they probably all picked up their glasses of wine and just cheers.
I would love to have been in that room with them, just watching, see what they did. I bet they was absolutely buzzing when they
I'd say they were buzzing from like his first touch or two. He made like from the moment he got on the pitch, he made one pretty incisive pass. Then he played one ridiculous pass across the box, which someone didn't tap in. And you probably the same as me. I was visualizing Haaland in the box for that pass. I'm like, if that ball goes in for Haaland, the ball's in the back of the net. A clinical striker scores that. So immediately we're all starting to fantasize and get excited about what Turkey can add to our team. So it's one of those ones where you're just going to get excited, like these exciting footballers.
You know, even was it yesterday he played? Was it yesterday he played? I can't remember.
I didn't watch yesterday.
I watched yesterday, right? Yesterday, he was all right yesterday. He wasn't great. He wasn't shit. He was just okay, right? But even when he was okay, like some of his passing, the way he passes the ball, like the ball will come to him. And there's a France player over there, and he just lofts the ball with his foot just into him. And I'm just like, the way that he plays football is so good to watch. Now, we'll have to wait and see as to whether that actually impacts the team and impacts the performances and gets us chances and you know, does he connect with Haaland, you know what I mean, and all that kind of stuff, and you know, all this glaze, does it actually work out and actually get us goals and assists and wins, which is what we're looking for. But the fact that we're going to be watching a player that we're just excited to watch, you know what I mean, which, you know, again, all due respect to some of the players that we had last year, it's not been exciting, man, and I'm just so buzzing to watch this guy. And yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited.
You know what it is as well, bro? I think it's about having a big personality, another personality for us to latch onto. Because, like, this is no diss at any of the players in our squad, but a lot of them are very robotic, and it works for them. You know what I mean? Like, it works for them, and it makes them good players. But this guy's going to come in, and he clearly has an ego about him. And like, when you say the word ego, it doesn't have to mean a bad thing. I think all top players and all players striving to get to the top of the game have to have an ego of some shape or form. Like Haaland does. Haaland has a massive ego. Like all these top players do. Yamal will, Mbappe will. This guy's coming in with an ego, and I know what you're saying about all like the tricks and flicks and those lofted passes, and they're great, and they're going to be, I think, a net positive for us. But it's the things that he's really good at, which I look at and go, that's going to actually genuinely improve us. Like those incisive passes that we've just missed so much. Like over the course of the last 8-9 months of watching City, the amount of sideways, backwards we've had to endure. It should be illegal. Why though? Because there's been little to no players on the pitch for long periods of time capable of threading a pass through or making an incisive ball or just backing themselves to unlock a defense. Because the reality is, we often come up against ridiculously deep, low blocks,
like the Southampton game.
Yeah. So what do you do in that situation? Do you just down tools and say, okay, they've done a low block, now we can't play our game? No, you have to find solutions. This guy, to me, looks like he has solutions. And that's what excites me the most. Players who have the ability to go, okay, I can read this defense. I look at the positioning of the players I'm up against. How can I get the ball through them? How can I get the ball behind them? And how can I get the ball to that big Norwegian fella's feet? Because that's what's going to win us games. So David Silva was like that. Like, you know, this isn't the first time City have ever played against low blocks. He had the ability to unlock defenses. De Bruyne, of course, did as well. We've had players do it in the past, but it feels like so long since we had an out-and-out one, you know, who's not over the hill or unreliable.
Well, if you think about it, really, bro, right? Because I think you made some good points there on the whole, like, breaking down defenses and shit. Like, if you actually deep it, we've not really had it since the treble season. Because if you think about it, right, not this season just gone, the season before, so the last time we won the Premier League, we didn't really have like that Haaland actually dropped off that year compared to the treble year. Now, he was always going to drop off because the treble year was freaky, but we didn't create him as many chances that year as we did in the treble year. And half of that reason was because Kevin De Bruyne got injured on the first game of the season, if you remember. And the reason why we won the league wasn't really because of our Haaland creativity. It was because Foden put in a PFA Player of the Year season and Rodri got Ballon d'Or. Yeah, and Alvarez obviously cooked as well. And then this year, obviously, De Bruyne has just not been at it, really. Yeah, I mean, and Foden's not been at it, and we've really, really struggled creatively wise. And to be honest with you, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we probably should have done last summer, but in hindsight, we probably was 1 year too slow on this. But to get this deal across the line at the price that we've done it, I think it's a brilliant signing, and I think. You're a season ticket holder. I think that the fans that are at the stadium are going to absolutely love watching this guy. I think he's just going to become a bit of a fan favorite, to be honest with you. The way he plays the game, it's just incredible. You know what I mean? And I'm so excited to just be watching him. I'm very excited and curious as well to see his link up with Haaland, because that's something that we really need to sort out. We really, really need Haaland to be having like a better relationship with a couple of players and getting more chance creation while he's playing for us. Because this year I felt like he really struggled. I've just watched. So funny enough, I've just turned Norway on actually because Bob's on the pitch. But I saw the Haaland goal for Norway the other night. He scored a goal when someone put him through on goal. I'd not seen that at City for ages. Not talking weeks. I'm not even talking months. I'm talking 6 months, maybe a year. Yeah, I've just seen it again. Yeah, it was a counter attack, but Odegaard put him through 1-on-1. I can't remember I'm looking at that and thinking to myself, when was the last time a City player did that to Haaland? I don't have a clue when the last time that was. You know what I mean? And I feel like Cherki is the type of player that can do that. Watching him the other day, mate, some of the passes that we were playing in that game against Spain were outrageous. Spain had all the players on the edge of the box. He was playing balls in behind, left foot, right foot, unbelievable passes. I was like, it's that bad that when he plays the pass, you're like, who are you passing that to? And then you go, oh my God, there's a guy there. Like, you don't even see it yourself, and you're watching it on telly. Like, you can see everybody. You're like, who's that going to? And then there's a guy there, and you're like, what? How have you seen that? And that's exactly what David Silva used to be. Now, I don't think he's the same type of player as David Silva, but I think he's got that eye of a pass that David Silva has. I don't know, man. I think this is a great signing. I think, obviously, we didn't get Wirtz for whatever reason that was. He rejected us, or you go down the route of we pulled out of the deal because of the cost, whatever, but we didn't get him. But I tell you what, this is an absolutely brilliant player to get. And I think this guy's potential is out of this world. Yeah, we need him to dial in, but everything that he's speaking about, everything he's saying in interviews, in the press, indicates that this is a player that wants to be known as the best player in the world or one of the best players in the world, right? And I'm sorry, what he's saying in the press and in front of cameras is not what like the narrative is about him in terms of like his attitude and that. This guy strikes me as a player that is desperate to make it to the top. He knows he's got the quality. He's probably looking at Lamine Yamal, who's a couple of years older than him, thinking, I can do that. He's probably looking at Wirtz getting 115, 120 million pound signing fees, probably looking at Wirtz's wage at 350 grand, thinking I should be getting paid that. And the way he can do that is by coming to City, putting in a performance, week in, week out for a couple of years, and then he'll get the big contract, man. So I don't know. I think this is a great day, I think, for the football club. Hopefully he doesn't fail his medical. I see someone say that. I see someone on Twitter say, I hope he doesn't fail his medical. Now everyone's been gassing up. But honestly, man, it's crazy.
I think everything you said is spot on. I think on the attitude thing, I think Pep is so cautious of signing players who could potentially disrupt them in the dressing room. I think he really deeps these kind of things. Like we've seen it briefly with Cancelo. Bam, he's gone. Do you know what I'm saying? There was no remontada, no return from that. I think Pep would have really looked into the personality of Ryan Cherki and got an idea for the kind of person he is before ever agreeing to even negotiate.
I was speaking to Hugh today on Twitter, the French guy. Big up to him as well. He's been giving us quite a lot of info. But he said, and I think we've heard this as well, that the club, i.e. City, have apparently contacted his former manager and said, like, talk to me about him. And apparently his former manager was like, these rumours are BS. Like, bro, like, the guy's fine or whatever. And I think that, like, he was also saying today on the space, I did a Twitter Spaces today with Hugh, and he said that apparently this Leon president, like he's not a nice guy, like he's a bit of a weirdo or whatever, and like he's painted people out in the past to be like bad. And I don't know why he does that, because that's weird, isn't it? But yeah, apparently City have done the checks and it's fine. But to be honest with you, like at the same time, like sometimes you got to embrace a little bit of that. You got to, I don't know. I feel like, in football, like we need a few personalities. Mario Balotelli, like, you know what I mean? This guy wasn't like a model professional or whatever, but it was a fucking laugh. And it was a good player. Obviously, probably didn't reach the heights that he should have done. But like, you need a little bit of personality in your side. You've had these maverick players in the past, and like, I don't know, man. I just feel that, like, I'm not arsed, mate. Yeah, so long as he turns up on the pitch, and actually tries and works hard on the pitch for the badge that we all support, then I'm not asked, you know what I mean? Do what you want to do, mate. Like, crack on, lad. But like, play well on the pitch, score goals, create chances, and get me wins. And other than that, I don't really care. You need personalities. It's gone stale, man.
Yeah, I think the age of the internet has driven hyper analysis on every little aspect of every player to exist. Like,
I agree.
Like, are you talking about like 10, 15 years ago? Do you think we'd be sitting here talking about attitude issues players have? Unless it was really apparent that this player was just a total knob, like a really bad egg in the dressing room, and he was having a negative impact, we wouldn't be talking about it. You wouldn't hear about it. Like, no one would give a shit, because if he's scoring goals in the weekend and he's setting up goals in the weekend, everyone's going, I don't care what he does Monday to Friday. He's turning up in the Etihad on the Saturday and doing the absolute business for us. So look, I think I don't really care either way, and I do agree. I think football requires personalities. Which is why we love the game. That's why we fall in love with players, because we gravitate towards, like I said, about that game at Old Trafford where, that celebration I'm talking about, that one I posted on Twitter today. Like, it's, some people might find it distasteful, but I go, the guy's got attitude, and like in a good way. Like, I if he scores at Old Trafford next season and he does that, you best believe all 3,000 of us in the away end are going absolutely sick. So I'm cool with the whole attitude thing. I've no issue with that so far. And then on top of that, I've seen, I don't know who it was, so forgive me for not being able to quote them. There was some player who's played with him, or one or two players who have played with him for prolonged periods, have come out and said, it's rubbish, man. He works really hard in training. He's a solid professional. So, mate, I'm not arsed. I think no matter who we sign, people are going to find ways to like try and jab at them. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way we operate. It's Pep ruins players, Pep buys players to ruin leagues. City this, City that. Like, no one can ever just say that's a really good signing.
No, 100%. And I'll also say, I will come to the super chats in a sec. I smash these likes up as well, people. Come on, 1.2k in the building. Let's get these likes up. I'll also say this as well. Let's judge the guy at our football club, innit? You know what I mean? So, like, if you are worried, exactly. You got to have a little bit of something. You got to have a little bit of flair, man. What, you want to watch like 11 robots pass the ball? Well, pass the ball.
Bit of avavoom.
Oh, yeah, I won't do anything wrong. Nah, you know what I mean? Get me a little bit of fucking player in there. Like, real life player. What a proper player in my team. And, like, a human being with a little bit of fucking emotion wouldn't go amiss. Do you know what I mean? So, let's judge him on what he does at City. And let's see what happens, man. But I think this is a fantastic signing. Cheap price. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, it's not like we've paid fucking 100 million quid, is it? You know what I mean? We paid 30 million. So who gives a shit? So
just last point before you go on to the super chats. I know we want to get through them. On Turkey, what I like about his attitude and what I can gauge from him so far is, I think he's a player that when he needs to, he'll scrap the rule book that Pep has for him in terms of what has to be done on the pitch. Obviously, Pep will coach him into what he needs to do and fulfill his role in the team. But I love footballers who, the last 10 minutes of the game, you're chasing a goal, you need someone to do something out of the ordinary. We're going sideways, we're going backwards non-stop for 10 minutes. We're all going, where's this goal coming from? And someone steps up and goes, screw this for a minute, like Vinny Kompany when he took that shot against Leicester. He was not meant to do that. That was not part of the plan. And he took it. I think Turkey's the kind of guy who'll go, we need something here. I'm going to make something happen. And that alone excites me. Like you mentioned, my season ticket, like for the last couple of years, I've been struggling to renew my season ticket because it's expensive and I've got bills and blah, 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 blah. I keep renewing it out of love. I don't want to part ways with it. Now I'm like, get me there, get me to that first home game.
Excited, innit?
Yeah,
Exciting.
bro.
This is what I'm
I
saying
will be
about this
there.
Club World Cup, bro. Like before we signed any players, I was like, yeah, I'm not really excited about it. I'll watch the games and just see how it is. Now I can't wait, man. Literally cannot wait for this Club World Cup to start. Oh, that Wydad game, bro, it's gonna pop, mate. I'm gonna be so buzzing for that FC Wydad.
Tell HSK to send more super chats and send us out there. How about that?
Get me to fucking America. No, it's going to be crazy, man. Honestly, I'm just buzzing. I'm buzzing about this rebuild. I think Viana and Tiki are doing a great job. And now it's a case of let's get this Club World Cup done. Let's see if we can win that. And then obviously the transfer window opens again. And let's see what deals we'll get done in the second one. But now it's actually mega. Let's come to some of these chats, man. All right, guys, smash these likes up as well if you've not done so already. We will come on to Ike Norwich, Tijani Randers as well. But let's see what you guys are saying. Big up Sandeep, man, for becoming a member and the super chat. If you did put a message in, I'll try and whack it in again. I'll bring it up, bro. Big up for the super chat and the membership, bro. Appreciate it. Shout out to Gary. Says, yes, Mr. LB, you sexy beast. 10 out of 10 for nothing about Hugh, nah. Nah, that's a bit tight, isn't it, bro?
I'll just turn my camera off if I'm that bad. If I'm that hard to look at.
What's this BS about Pedro and Rodrigo? I heard on another channel was funny. Your thoughts on Pedro and Rodrigo? I have no idea what that's about. Pedro and Rodrigo. What's this BS
Pedro,
about?
Former Chelsea and Barcelona, Pedro.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, maybe he's on about Pedri. Oh yeah, the O's next to I. I bet he's put I bet he meant to put Pedri and he's put Pedro by accident in it.
Send another message, Gary. It doesn't have to be a super chat. Tell us what you're on about.
Yeah, I reckon he meant Pedri because I is next to O on the keyboard. Yeah, we ain't getting Pedri. No chance, bro. No chance. Rodrigo, well, this Twitch streamer keeps on saying, this Real Madrid Twitch streamer, yeah, keeps on saying that she's 10 out of 10. He is joining Manchester City after the Club World Cup. I don't know. She's been questioned on it. She's been given the opportunity to change her mind, but she keeps on saying that City are getting Rodrigo after the Club World Cup, but I don't see it. Champions League. Listen, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. We got to wait to see what the other teams do, man. I think Bayern Munich, they're going to be making some solid moves. If they can improve their defense, see what they do. I think we got to wait. PSG, obviously, fantastic.
Nah, we're gonna win it. Don't mind him. We're gonna win it. We're gonna win it, bro. We got Turkey now, man. Just saying, like we cannot win the thing. This is the time of the year you can safely say we're gonna win it, and no one cares.
Yeah. He's on about Pedri. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going to happen in the Champions League, but I don't see us going into match day 8 needing to win to just get in the fucking qualifying group thing. So yeah, hopefully a lot better than last time. But yeah, big up Gary. I appreciate the super chat. Big up HSK again for that super chat, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Tom who says 1, 2, 3, Viva Algeria. Come on, man. 6 p.m. tomorrow, chat. Make sure you're there. Watch along on the second channel, More LB. Yeah, Mahrez and Ike Nori settings. Yeah, get there. More LB, link in description. Make sure you subscribe. 6 p.m. UK time. Watch along, man. Shout out to Camaro. Says Viana proving that we actually pulled out of Verts. Yeah, pause a little bit. But maybe, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. I still don't know whether we pulled out of the deal or whether he actually rejected us.
So pause a little bit.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Listen, I swear some of these guys write these messages on purpose, bro. I'll be real. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you think we did get rejected, or do you think that the PR was actually not PR, it was legit? Do you think he rejected us, or do you think nah? I not asked.
Not asked, mate. Like
I'm not actually genuinely not asked.
I don't care. I don't care. My head tells me, why would he reject us? Why would he reject us and not Liverpool? Like, I don't understand I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. I feel like Liverpool fans will come and send for me. I don't care. I think it's worked out pretty nice for us. Yeah,
worked out well for us. I'm sure they'll be saying the same thing. Apparently, Bob's injured. I am watching the game, but obviously, I've not seen it because I'm focused on the chat and stuff. So, apparently, Bob's gone off injured. Fuck's sake. What was his injury? I've got it on as well. I didn't see it because I was looking at the chat. What was the injury, chat? Was it like an injury? Was it a knock? Was it a hamstring? What we're talking here? What we're talking?
No bueno.
Hell, man. It's not good, that. Yeah, he's not on the pitch. I can't see him. That's annoying. It's a knock. People saying it's just a knock. Hopefully, it's not too bad, man. That's what happens though when you get these injuries, man, and you're out for time. You come back. Sometimes you can find it really difficult to get back in.
Yeah,
it's really tough, man. It's really, really tough. Also, there was big up to the people that were putting it in the chat as a part of the deal. Yeah, in fact, I'll bring it up on screen. In fact, don't worry, I'll come to the chats in a sec. A part of the deal to sign Ryan Cherky with Lyon is that Lyon have secured a 1-year loan deal of a Manchester City player in agreement for Ryan Cherky, and they're probably going to be looking at an attacking player. Oscar Bob is very difficult. According to this, James McAtee's not going to happen. He's got 1 year left on his contract, so that's obviously not going to happen. Claudio Echeverri, I think Claudio Echeverri is probably going to happen because he needs to play football. Claudio Echeverri, he needs to play European football. Also, Lyon did qualify for the Europa League. I didn't think they qualified, but they qualified for the Europa League, and I think that could be a really, really smart move for Echeverri and for City and for Lyon. So. Yeah, we might be doing Lyon watch-alongs next year, chat. Can't lie.
Well, the French league is becoming a decent little development ground for young players. There's quite a few decent young players coming through there. So maybe for Echeverri, it wouldn't be a bad move at all.
Has KDB just scored, chat? I think KDB's just scored in like the last minute of the game or something.
Of course he has.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, keep your eye on that loan deal, chat. There's obviously a couple more coming. We'll get through these last 3 chats and then we'll wrap it up on Turkey and speak about Ike Nori, which has been confirmed by Manchester City today. Big up Ruston for the year, man. I appreciate it. He says, I think we only went in for Verts for public eyes only, but the board always knew we would never get in. We would never go in this direction because it made the most sense. I don't know, Ruston. I have no idea. I don't know what City did, and I don't. Will we ever find out?
Know,
maybe if they release it in a documentary like they did with Virgil van Dijk, but I don't know. But listen, I'm happy with who we've got. I think most City fans are happy we've got Cherky, and I think most Liverpool fans are happy they've got Verts. So it's a win-win. Yeah, I think that's where we're pretty much at, man. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever fully find out. Big up Ruston, man. Big up Vasco. Says, good afternoon, lads. I really want us to win the Club World Cup. I know it's not a big thing in Europe, but it's huge around here. I've been telling the chat this for time, bro. I've been saying the South Americans, man, they love this competition. And to be honest with you, I think more people in Europe will start watching it now, yeah, because the way it's expanded. You got to remember, yeah, like in Europe, the biggest competition in the world, club-wise, is the Champions League. So the Club World Cup previously, it was just the Champions League winner. So it was like you only got one set of supporters watching it. Now you've got 2 from England, 2 from Spain, 1 from whatever, yeah, popping off. I think people are going to start taking it seriously. And with the money that's involved, not that we get any money, yeah, but like with the money that's involved, fans obviously are going to be like, yo, we'll have to take a look at this because if we win this, we get $120 million and that's obviously good for our transfer budget. So all that kind of stuff. So I think people in Europe will start getting into it a little bit more, but obviously in England, it'll mainly be Chelsea fans and City fans. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Like Hugh said before, he's looking forward to it as well. I think it's going to be a really good watch, man. Honestly, big up, bro. A shout Andy as well says not wrong with a bit of Gaza in the side. Come on, man. Facts. Yeah, you can't have stale footballers everywhere. Smash these likes up, chat. Let me know in the chat as well. What do you make of Ike Nori? £33 million is the transfer fee. I've been watching a couple of videos from some Wolves podcasters and YouTubers. They're all saying like he's a good player and that. They think that they've sold him a little bit too cheap. I think, bro, I've been saying on the channel, I don't know if we've had a conversation about Ike Nori, actually, me and you, but I've been saying, I think this is a player, bro, that's a really, really smart purchase from Manchester City. He's a player, yeah, he's got plenty of experience now in the Premier League. Yeah, plenty of experience. And I think he's a year or 2 years away from being coached correctly, being playing in a proper team with better players. I genuinely think, yeah, this is a player that could become a world-class player in the space of 18 months to 2 years, and we've got him at 33 mil. Do you like him? Do you have any concerns? What you saying about Ike Nori, bro?
I feel about Ike Nori the way I felt about when we signed Kyle Walker back in the day.
Really?
Lot of Premier League experience, really good player. As you say, has the capacity to be coached into being I think a top player. I've watched him for a long time. I've always liked him. There's a couple of fullbacks in the league. I've kind of gotten that little bracket of players that go, you know what, he could play for City, and he was always one of them. Same with Anthony Robinson. I'd have been happy with either of them. I think they're both really good players. So Ike Nori, it's just nice to have a left back, I guess, isn't it? You've been crying out for a fullback at the club for a long time. So it'll be interesting now because he'll play left back. You can move Vardiol properly into centre back, and you can kind of make a pair in there. Where does Kuzanov play? Where does Diaz play? Where does Ake or Stones? I don't know. Someone's probably going to have to go over the next few weeks, but I like him. He's technically really good. He gets up and down the wing nicely. He can move in a little bit from what I've seen. So I have no qualms with it. Like I said, if he turns out to even be half the player Kyle Walker was for the length Kyle Walker was, we've done pretty well.
Yeah, I think, you know what's mad, actually? I didn't actually clock just how experienced this guy is. Remember, chat,
5 years, man. 5 years he's been
yeah. No, exactly. 24 years old. So again, he's about to get into that period of his career where he's entering his prime. Yeah. And he's already played what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons in the Premier League. Obviously, yeah, the first season, whatever. He had an injury there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's also played a little bit in France as well, which is obviously really, really good. As I don't think he's got any, no, he's not got any European experience, but that, you know, it is what it is. I prefer players with a European experience, but sometimes you don't.
Has he not? Did Wolves not play in Europe at one stage when he was there?
Nah, he's never been in it. Nah, there's nothing there, bro.
Never mind.
But it's fine, man. We've got plenty of experience, plenty of Premier League experience, and I just think he's on the cusp, bro, of becoming a real world-class left back. Now, it might not happen. Who knows? It might not happen. But I genuinely believe that this is a player that is so close to be, if he just gets coached a little bit better, whatever, learns the game, learns to defend a little bit better, learns to pick his moments going forward. I genuinely believe, yeah, that this guy is so close. And you know what's mad as well? I said recently, someone said to me, I can't remember when I said it in the reaction on the second channel, or I said it on the stream, but someone said, like, what does he remind you of? And I said, the player he reminds me of is Marcelo. And today, on his interview, he said, which player did you look up to growing up? And he said, Marcelo. And that's mad because he does remind me of Marcelo. You know what I mean? Of the way he plays. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to be as good as Marcelo. Yeah, I'm just saying that that's literally how he reminds me. But I don't know, man. I'm just buzzing to have a left back at the football club, mate, because the fact we've not had a left back at this club for so long is crazy. Absolutely crazy. We've not had a proper fit left back at our football club for nearly a decade, which is just wild.
He'll be predominantly very attacking though, Aït-Nouri, won't he? Like he'll get a lot of license to go forward, and he can overlap very well. I've seen him do that a few times, which will be exciting to see an overlapping fullback. And then you can kind of allow the big boys at the back to just focus on what they're good at. You know what I'm saying? Like Vardiol was far over exhausted over the last good while now, really, isn't it? Like bombing up and down the wing, also being demanded in a defensive capacity massively. Vardiol's best thing is his defensive ability. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he's really good going forward, and when he's on it, he's really on it. But his best thing is his defensive ability. So now he can just really and truly focus on that and let Aït-Nouri deal with the attacking side of things. So it's going to be interesting. Like I mean, we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. I think Pep's going to shake up the whole system massively. I think we're going to see formations and patterns that we maybe have never seen before, because that's what he does every couple of years. And he's now bringing in players who are different profiles to what we've had for a while. I don't think we've had a player like Cherki maybe ever, but definitely not exactly like him for a long time. Aït-Nouri, we haven't had a fucking left back for years, so this is new. And then Reinders, I think even Reinders is quite unique. So I expect quite a lot of shake-up in the way we play football, which is why, circling back to the Club World Cup, which is why that's going to be really interesting. See what way we line out. I don't expect to see the same patterns of play that we saw a few weeks ago.
I think it's going to be, I think you're right. I think it's going to be completely different. And you know what? Funny enough, Nasri's probably the closest that I've seen to maybe a Cherki style of player. Again, I'm going off that. Yeah, I'm going off again. I put my hands up and say I've only gone off for like 3 or 4 games I've seen of Cherki, but from the limited that I've seen, he's got that sort of Nasri swagger about him. Obviously, Nasri was used a lot on the left-hand side, wasn't he, at City, rather than maybe directly in the middle. He did have a couple of games in the middle, but a lot of the time Nasri was played on the left. And you look at Cherki, he's way more two-footed than Nasri was. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's going to be super interesting. But you raise a good point on the style of play. I think the style of play is going to be so different, so different going into next season. I think that obviously having a real genuine left back, who can push forward. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker with Aït-Nouri. Because he's so technically gifted, he can go inside and invert if Pep wants him to do that, if he wants to have another man in midfield, but he can also hit that sort of wide area. You look at someone like a Rico Lewis. Yeah, Rico Lewis can play right back and invert into midfield, but that's it. You ain't getting Rico Lewis going down the wing because he can't cross a ball. This is why having someone like a Nori for me, I think is the best left back on the market that we could have bought. The best left back. I think it's better than Kirkes for us. I think it's better than Robinson at Fulham for us because I think he can do a bit of everything. And I think that's why it's such a good deal. And I'm so excited to see Nori get forward on that left-hand side and provide me with a genuine overlapping threat where he can actually cross a ball. Because the thing is with Gavadio, yeah, people say Gavadio can do this, LB. He can't. He can't. What Gavadio does most of the time is when he pushes forward, he either just holds the width and then plays the ball in field, or he'll go inside, yeah, and then he'll become like a sort of another midfielder. But he doesn't really get down the wings and cross the ball in. And when he does, he's not really got a great cross on him, if I'm being completely honest. It's one area of his game which is a bit weak. However, he's a fucking centre-back, so it is what it is. I ain't cooking him for it. When Nori gets into those positions, he's going to be able to whip crosses in. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully, if we can do that towards the back post where Haaland will probably be, hopefully we can get midfielders in the box and we can commit. You know, I'm also interested to see how this is going to work out with the wingers, because something that I'm saying at the moment, and again, it's just a thought. I have no knowledge. I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just my opinion. Is I don't know how much we're going to play wingers this year, because I think that we're going to be playing Marmoush off the left, inverted in. Foden maybe off the right, inverted in, and then Cherky down the middle. Yeah. Like, how does that work? I don't know, man. I just feel that, like, bro, I just feel like we're entering a period of change. You know, we've had our 3 years now of treble football. Yeah. Because that's what we've played for the last 3 years. Yeah. We didn't really play it the first year Jack Grealish got in, we won the league. You know, it was a little bit of a sort of into that, but it was still pretty good. Treble year, we went full control, domination. We were strangling oppositions with control. Like, teams couldn't get the fucking ball off us. Real Madrid got battered. Bayern Munich battered. We were battering everyone. Yeah, unbelievable. And the players that we had suited that system. Everybody was in the prime, pretty much. Everyone was ready for it, and it was just mint. Then we had the year after the treble. Obviously, we had a couple players leave the football club, like Mahrez. We had a few injuries to De Bruyne. And we've got through the year and we won the league just off a Ballon d'Or performance from Rodri and Foden. And then obviously last year we continued to play a similar style, and it just hasn't really worked. And I feel that era of football now is over. And I think Pep, as you say, is going to move into a new era. And I don't think it's going to be anything that we've seen before. And to be honest with you, the closest that I think we're going to get to what we've seen before, and this is close, but I still don't think it's going to be anything like it, is when we had Aguero and Jesus as strikers, and he was playing Mendy and Kyle Walker as fullbacks. We were whipping in crosses. Now, how that's going to work going forward, because at the moment we only have one fullback, and is he going to play Haaland and Marmoush as a striker pair like he did for a few games with Jesus and Aguero? And I always say this: we didn't watch it for long, yeah, because then Mendy got injured, and we never seen it again. But those few games that we played, I mean, people with memories will remember this, yeah, we were fucking phenomenal. And I always go back to the game, yeah, we played a game at Bournemouth. Yeah, we played a game at Bournemouth, mate, away. And we played Mendy on the left, I think it was Walker on the right, and it was Jesus and Aguero up front. And we absolutely cooked. Now, I don't think the scoreline was that mad. I think it was like 3-0 or 3-1 or 2-1 or something, but we absolutely battered him. Unfortunately, we never seen it again because he kept on getting injured. And I'm wondering if we're going to go back to that sort of play. Now, that would mean Marmoush would have to play as a second striker with Haaland, but I think Marmoush can do that. He can play as a second striker. So, I don't know. Part of me is excited, bro, because I'm just excited to see what he's done, because I'm saying all this. I'm waffling. I know I'm waffling. Yeah, I don't know I'm giving you my opinion, but I have no idea. I could watch it the first game against Wydad in the club book. He's doing something completely different. I'm like, yo, what's he doing, man? This is crazy. I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited to go into the season. I'm buzzing. We're making signings. We're signing good players. We're spending money. We're rattling rivals. Yeah. Let's fucking go win this league again, man.
Hey, oh, good, man. That was good. I like that. I think it's gonna be mega refreshing to have a fullback who can cross the ball with precision, man. Someone who can pick out the big guy in the box. Because you were talking sense, man, when you said he's been struggling, Haaland, and we haven't seen that through ball type goal from him for a long time. The guy's feeding off scraps. That's the reality. He's feeding off crumbs for the last 2 years, really. So to hit the numbers that he has with the service he's got is actually really impressive. So now you got a fullback who can actually put in a cross onto his head into an area that he's going to be. For me, that's what I want from Mike Nouri. I don't know what we're going to play, and that's part of the excitement, but I want to see him using that cross. He's going to have more possession than he's ever had in his life, so what are you going to do with it, mate? What are you going to do with it? I want you to put it into the box, get it on Marmoush's foot, get it on Haaland's head, wherever. We need to have more of a threat, man. We just need to pose far more of a threat than we do. I think we're a bit one-dimensional in the way we break teams down, the way we pose our threats. So if having these kind of, I think Cherky's a Maverick, hopefully. I think he gives Maverick kind of vibes. He'll do things. Nouri obviously is a new tool to what we've had for a long time. So give us more diversity, more range in the way we score goals. So it's exciting, man. It's super exciting.
Yeah, this is a good point, actually. Someone messaged me about this as well today and said, LB, what we're saying about the AFCON. And obviously, it is something that needs to be, spoken about. We need to be aware of it. We need to make sure that we've got enough players to be able to deal with it. The African Cup of Nations this year starts on the 21st of December, 2025, and ends on the 18th of January. So let's just call it a month.
So what you do there, bro, is get it, the way to combat that. In my opinion, it is win the league by Christmas. I think that's the best.
You're actually well clever,
Just
play the clip, bro.
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it. I feel it. I can. He's cooking.
Get yourself a nice 18, 20 point lead by Christmas, and then say, go off to AFCON, lads. Best of luck. We'll be all right till you get back. Have it won by March. Focus on Champions League. Everyone's happy, man.
Yeah, it is something obviously just to be aware of. We are going to lose both Marmoush and Ryan Nouri. So we just need to make sure we've got the squad size available. And obviously, it may be something Pep has been speaking in the press conferences, saying, I don't want a massive squad. Again, maybe it's something that the club just need to remind Pep of and say, listen, we can have a small squad if you want, but remember, you lose these two players in AFCON, and, at the end of the day,
you put Vardiol back to left back, don't you? And Doku probably sees more football, or Savio.
Or you can play Nico Riley left back.
Yeah. I don't stress over the AFCON situation as much as maybe other people do. I think we'll be just fine. What I want to happen is City to click into gear quick. I want them to start the season quick, give ourselves a good position. I think once AFCON comes to an end, once you're within arm's length of the top of the table, you're doing well. You're in a good position. So we can prevent AFCON being a big disaster for us by putting in a good opening 3 months.
Yeah, Huzanov is at is he in the Asian Cup? Let me check that one.
The Uzbekistan boys play in Asia, don't they?
Yeah, but that's not until 2027, according to AFC Asian Cup. That's not until 2027. So we're fine on that one.
Oh, well, look, we're not the only club in the world dealing with players going off to play in tournaments. Like, Liverpool are going to have Salah.
Liverpool have Salah.
That's a big blow for them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all these managers are going to have to learn to deal with these things and plan ahead, plan in advance. So,
I remember, bro, as well, at the end of the day, it's not like we don't know about this. Yeah, so we all know about it. The club knows about it. So fail to prepare to fail. Make sure you've got the squad available. Yeah, make sure you're happy with the squad. You need to say to Pep, right, let's just imagine situation, Ait Nouri, Marmoush gone for a month. Let's say worst case scenario for the club, obviously good for them, that they get to the final. Yeah, let's say you've got 2-3 injuries. Are you happy? Because 2-3 injuries is nothing, right? You could easily have 2-3 injuries. Are you happy with the size of your squad? If the answer to that is no, then just bring one more in. You know what I mean? Or keep a young player. Or do we have anyone in the academy that you're actually willing to play? So for me, this is just, it's something we have to deal with. It is what it is. I don't think it's a major issue. Like, people forget that we did have fucking Mahrez. People forget that we had Yaya Toure. Yeah. To be fair, though, yeah, when we had Yaya Toure, every time that guy went to AFCON, bro, we was all like, no! shit, he's going to fucking up. So, yeah, we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. But listen, I'm not being funny, yeah, but if you can't deal with a month of not having a left back at your football club, then it is what it is. But it is just something to bear in mind.
It's how Pep's going to motivate other players, though, isn't it? Like, I've no doubt Pep is saying to Nico O'Reilly, I know, look, this Newer guy's coming in, he's going to play a fair bit of football, but there's a lot of games, A, you're gonna get minutes, and then B, he's going off for a month. There's an opportunity for you. Get yourself in the shop window, like, to get yourself back into my plans. Like, because Newer's here doesn't mean he's nailed on to play every week. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if needs be, Pep will move things around. So I'm really not bothered. I'm not too stressed. I think it's all about planning. Fail to prepare to fail.
Yeah, no, exactly. I smash these likes up, chat, if you've not done so already, man. Tijani Reinders has basically announced his own transfer on an Italian interview. Yeah, this is a good point as well. Big up JM says Ake will still play left back. Riley will get some minutes at left back. And obviously, as Hugh said before, we still have Gvardiol who can play left back. So we've still got 3 players who can play at left back. That's not really an issue for me. It's the Marmoush one, because I do think Marmoush is quite a crucial part of this team now going forward. But Tijani Reinders has announced his own transfer basically on an interview that he did with I think it was DAZN Italia, but I could be wrong on that one. Midfielder of the year, 46 million. This for me is a steal. What are you making of this one, bro? You're happy with this signing as well?
Yes. The midfield revival. The guys, what is he? What age is he now? He's 25, 26, something like that. Reinders?
26, yeah.
Yeah, man. Guys coming into the peak of his powers. Strong player. I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched a ton of Reinders, but I have watched a ton of compilations. Now, what do we know? The compilations will always show you the best bits. And from the best bits, I like the look of him. He's a powerful player. Holds the ball well, moves it well. Pep will coach him. He's probably what I would consider a pretty big upgrade on Kovacic as of right now, with all due respect to Kovacic. So we'll see. Like, he's clearly gassed to be here, man. Guy announced his own transfer. Club haven't announced it. Club still haven't announced it. And he's told the world he's moved to Man City. So that's what you want to see, isn't it? It's It's good. It's good. Like, I don't have much to add on him. I don't know too much about him, but he's rated highly from what I can tell.
I've watched him about 5 or 6 times now over the course of the last 2 months. I just think he's a very solid player. I think he's a very solid midfield player. Very good on the ball. I initially said that he's a bit like a Gundo regen, but he's not really. He's a Gundo Kovacic regen. He carries the ball far too much to be just known as a Gundogan regen. When you look at someone like a Kovacic's best attribute, and I'm sure you probably agree, is his ball carrying ability, the way he gets the ball and drives forward with it. Gundogan doesn't really do that much. He's more of a sort of like link-up player, passer. I feel like he's in the middle of them two, where he's got
let me tell you who he reminds me of, bro. Let me tell you exactly who he reminds me of. And people will probably go sick at me for the minute for saying this, but you will see my vision. He reminds me a lot of Declan Rice. He does a lot of the movement and ball work that Declan Rice does. When I watch him.
I see it a little bit. Yeah, no, I see it. I think he's more techie than Declan Rice, but I see it. You know what I mean? The way he goes
it's the ball carrying, the amount of possession that he himself retains. Like, Declan Rice holds a lot of the ball, but he's probably a slightly better, maybe technically, as you say, slightly better than Declan
Rice.
Rice.
Definitely better technically than Rice, 100%. Now, is he going to smack free kicks in like Rice did against Real Madrid? I don't know, but 100%. I just think he's a solid player, man, and like, it sounds like you sort of like putting him down when you say that, but it's not. I think he's a no frills sort of player, in that he's just going to come into the side, and I think he's just going to give us real high class performances, real good performances, and just be a massive level raiser from what we've got. Because at the moment, obviously, you've got Kovacic, Gundogan in there, and obviously they're not doing great, are they? They're doing just like okay / not very good. I think the jump in what you're going to get is just going to be crazy. And when you combine that to Rodri coming back into the side, which obviously is going to be huge, hopefully Foden getting back on form, and then Cherky in that, and then you add a left, I just think it's going to be mint, man. And I don't know. I think the way that the club have gone about the business buying these players is it feels the complete opposite of a panic. It feels planned. It feels decisive. It feels like precision, accurate. Everything that they've done is like, yeah, they've listened, they've looked into it. Like, we get him, how's he gonna, if you get, you know what I mean? Everything about these 3 transfers to me just looks mega. And I don't have any problems with any of the signing. I think all 3 of them are crazy. And the prices that we paid is a madness. And now it's just a case of what they're going to do after the Club World Cup, because I don't think they're finished. I think they've got a couple more to do. I think we're desperate for a right back still. I don't think we've got enough there. You know what I mean? And we've only spent 100 million or whatever. So I think we need a right back. Obviously, Newcastle's fee apparently is 70 million. I think that is at the sort of limit as to what City might end up paying, but it is still overpaying and it is a lot of money. We've also been linked with what's his name, Wesley from Flamengo again today, but I've never seen this guy once. I tried to watch him a couple of weeks ago and he was freaking benched. But a lot of people are saying he's not that great. So I don't know, man. But I do think we need a right back. We've been linked with that Porto right back, Fernandez. So yeah, and obviously with potential on a goalkeeper. So I don't think we've finished, mate. I don't think we've finished. And then it's just a case of, is Maria GMC, yeah, the Twitch streamer, who's absolutely convinced that Rodrigo is joining Manchester City after the Club World Cup, and she said the other day, 10 out of 10 he's joining. Is she right? I don't think she's right. But she could be. Who knows? The chat. Some people in the chat are like, "Oh, but she's got stuff right in the past. She knows what she's talking about."
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't be like backing a Twitch streamer, man.
That's what you hear about every source, though. They've got stuff right in the past. Like a broken clock is right twice a day. Here, I think for the last 10 minutes, I want to play a little game the chat can get involved in as well. Can you get up like a spreadsheet or like a team sheet or a list or something? I want to go through expectations numbers wise for our attacking players. So I saw you talking about Cherky the other day. You were like, you want 10G, 10A from him a season type thing.
Yeah.
I want to throw like Reinders, Nuri into that list as well now, because midfielders have to chip in for me, and I think fullbacks of the way Nuri is going to play is also going to have to chip in. I think we got to talk about the expectation on players in terms of goals and assists, really, because I think it has to be spread out. One of our biggest downfalls last season, bro, was these goals were not spread out. You're looking at Vardy, you're looking at Haaland, and after that, you're doing well to get someone else to score a goal. So let's have a bit of fun with it, man. And then
you want me to do like an Excel document or something?
Yeah, something like that, and then we can look back on it this time next year and see how they performed.
Yeah. Like,
you can add to this, obviously, if anybody else signs or if anything changes, but I think it'll be interesting just to look at, I suppose.
Yeah. So what do you want to do the whole team or just certain players? What do you fancy doing?
I think just kind of like fullbacks, midfielders, attackers. I think you can really leave the better halves out.
So do I Nori. Right, but we don't know the right back, so we'll have to add that on at a later date.
Maybe we'll just go for just like players that we expect to play a lot. It doesn't have to be like Nico O'Reilly's. Yeah, Rodri, yeah. TJ, Cherky, Foden,
Mamouche,
Haaland,
Savio, Doku, Bob, Haaland, yeah.
Is there anybody else we're missing there? Will Bernardo, Gundo, or Kovacic be here? Any of them?
No, I'm not putting them on the list because, to be honest with you, like if they are staying, if any of them are staying, they should be squad rotation players only, respectfully.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm not looking at them to say, right.
What about like Nico G?
Yeah, Nico G. Let me whack him in the sort of this area here. Yeah, whack Nico G in there. Nico G. Happy with that? Happy with that list? G and A merchants.
Cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Right.
I think what you could do is you could put Bernardo, Kovacic, and Gundo as like a syndicate, the 3 of them together, and you say between them they need to hit X and Y amount of numbers. Obviously, BGK. One of them probably won't be here come August, so
we can delete them off the BGK.
Josko Vardiol. No, I'm putting him in the center half bracket, man. I just want him to focus on his defending.
I'm the same with you. If I felt Guardiola was going to be playing at left back next year, we could play the game. But he's at centre back, man. I'm not looking for any goals from a centre back. I'll be real. I'd like you to chip in with a few headers and set pieces and that, but can you just defend, please?
Exactly.
Also, if Edison leaves, we can't do GA for the goalkeeper because that's a bit unfair. But if Edison was staying, Edison can go on here. We're looking for 5 GA throughout the season. Right. So, Ike Nori. What we're saying. I think he got 12. I think. Let me check it. I'm sure he got 12 GA this year.
He did, yeah.
All comps for Wolves. Yeah, he got. I'm pretty sure. I've got it up now. Stats 2024, 2025. Yeah. Is this all comps, by the way? We need to just double check. Is this all comps or just Prem, bro?
I think we go all comps,
All comps, yeah. I'm happy with all
Pep does all comps, so we're doing all comps.
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll do all comps. Ryan Nori this year got a 12 GA all comps. He got 5 goals, 7 assists.
Are we leaving Jackie G&A out of this, yeah? Is he...
I'm sorry, yeah. Sorry, bro.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, bro. I know you got it, but yeah. Right, I'll start us off. G&A, Ike Nori. I'm looking for first season. To be honest with you, I'm looking for minimum 12 GA. I think 12 GA is a nice number for him. I think I think he's going to play a lot. I think he's going to play a lot of games, and yeah, I'm going to go 12. My target, yeah. You target. I'm going to go 12 GA, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go 16. I think 16, with his I think with the amount of license he's going to get to move forward and the amount of crosses he's going to get to put in, he should be picking up quite a lot of contributions. Now, look, I think it's a pretty high demand, but I don't know why I just envisage him being heavily involved in goals.
Okay.
So I'm going 16.
All right, cool. Rodri.
Look, people don't say he's on crack, man. I'm on crack, man. He got 12 last season and he's joined Manchester City.
He did get 12 last year playing for Wolves, and he only played he played 3,400 minutes. It wouldn't surprise me if he plays 3,500 minutes for City with better players. So I think
we've got more competitions than Wolves. We have more of the ball than Wolves. We have better players, respectfully, than Wolves. He should be beating his own stats. I think that's a fair expectation.
I agree. Right, Rodri. Obviously, we don't know how much he's going to be used when he first comes back at the start of the season. Is he going to be spammed straight away, or is Pep going to be a little bit careful with him? Last year, he got 9 goals and 15 assists. And in the treble year, he got 4 goals, 7 assists. So he really upped it last year. Obviously, one of the reasons he got Ballon d'Or. Listen, I'm going to put him at 15 all in. Just because I don't want to put too much stress on the guy, too much pressure, and I don't know how much he's going to be used. And like in that first period of the season, and first couple of months, I feel like Pep might put him in, take him out, subbed off, subbed on type thing. So yeah, I'm just going to go nice and easy 15. But that is a good, solid number for what is our CDM.
Yeah, I'm going to go 12. I'm going to go 12 on this one. I think Rodri he'll take his time. Like, it's natural that you take a little time to really click into gear again after the injury you've had. And also, I'm expecting a lot more rotation on Rodri than what we've seen in the past. So I'm going to go a very low 12.
Okay, that's cool. Tijani Reinders, this year, I believe he got, I think he got 15 goals in all competition. However, this season is a little bit of an outlier for him. I don't think he's ever reached them sort of numbers before. He got 20 G&A in all competitions. I'll be real with you, bro. I'm looking for 16 on all competitions. It's his first season, yeah. So I'm going to put 16. That's goals and assists. However, going forward into the season after the season, I'll be probably looking for 20, maybe 23, something like that. But first season, I'll stick it at 16.
I'm gonna say 18, man. I need this guy to come in and start bossing midfield, man. Make things happen, man. That's what we're missing from midfield. There's no passiveness. Do you know what I mean? Sideways, backwards. Like, go and make it happen, mate. So 18 for him.
Yeah, all right, that's cool. Next up, new signing, obviously in January, Nico Gonzalez coming from Porto, 50 million euros. In all competitions for Porto and Manchester City, he got 9 goals and 6 assists. The trouble with this one is we don't fully know how much he's going to play, because is he going to play a lot? Obviously we've signed Reinders, Rodri's coming back. I do think he's going to play quite a lot, because I think Pep is really going to rotate Rodri, he's going to rotate Reinders, and I think he's going to play quite a lot of games. And obviously, I don't think it's got to be ahead of Kovacic, Gundogan, and Bernardo for me. So I think he's probably going to do about 2,600 minutes. So I'll probably look for about 8 goals or eight contributions.
I was going to say the exact same, mate. 8. I think 8's a fair expectation. You'd expect him to play a lot of early FA Cup, a lot of Carabao. Maybe even if we're in the privileged position of being kind of chilling in the Champions League with a game or 2 to go, he should play quite a lot there. And then there's this natural rotation too, of course. I think 8 is a fairly decent number to put on him, like a KPI.
KPI, isn't it? Yeah, 100%. I've also put a little dot thing on it, but assume 2,600 minutes. All right, Nico Riley, again, tricky one to do. How much is he going to play? Is he going to be playing left back? Is he going to be playing? Is he going to be playing in the midfield? I don't really know, to be honest with you. I didn't put him on the list initially. That the chat bullied me to put it on. I don't really know. Like, I don't know how much this guy's going to play. I'd say if I was him, I'd leave. But
I'm saying like 6 personally. I'm saying like 6 as of right now, because what we have to work with Nico O'Reilly is not a lot. We don't know where he's going to be, what way he's going to be used, if he's going to be used at all. So I'm going to say I'm going to say 5. I think there's a base number of 5. If you can get involved in 5, you're doing well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I go 5. Again, it's difficult to do with him because you don't know. Right, here we go. And Cherky. Right, boys, talk to me. What we're saying. I think he's going to play a lot. Yeah, I do think he's going to play a lot. I think it's crazy if he doesn't play a lot, given the fact we have no real creativity in there. Listen, I got big expectations.
What's his Leon numbers?
He did quite well, bro. He did quite. I think there was 32. Let me have a look. This year, Leon stats, he got 32.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to put a bit of a big number on this guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Want to break that down? Maybe give us a bit of a synopsis.
I think I'm going to go 30. The reason I've come to this number is I think he's going to play a lot, and I just feel like he's sick. I think he's mega. I think he's mega. I think he's a mega footballer. I think he's going to score pure goals. I think he's going to assist loads, and yeah, bro, like I'm there for it, man. Listen, let's go. I'm not here to mess around, bro. Yeah, I'm not here to mess around. You think I'm signing Cherky to just put up dead numbers? Nah, man, this is all comps, chat. This is all comps. Yeah, goals and assists. I'm going 30, man. I need this. Give me 30 GA, bro.
30 GA. So what we're going to play on around 70-ish games, are we?
Well, obviously it depends on how far you get Champions League. But if you say 50 at minimum.
50 at minimum.
50 to 70, depending on how well you do in all the competitions.
Okay. I'm going to put down 26.
Okay, a little bit lower. What are you saying?
Just first season. That's all. Little tax on the first season. That's all.
All right.
I think he's still cook, but I think we will look at Cherky after the season and go, the best is still yet to come.
Yeah. Can I just say something about my standard Riyad Mahrez glaze? Yeah. Yeah, obviously got to get that in the stream, right? Is you know how fucking crazy this is, yeah? Is I used to do this little experiment thing that we're doing. Yeah, I never did it on a stream or whatever. Never deeped it like this, yeah. But when I used to do this, I used to set this guy 20 GA target, 20 goals, 20 assists, 40. 40 I used to set this guy. That was my target for this guy because he was a fucking baller, mate. Yeah. So just remember, yeah, anyone that wants to cook this guy or not give him his respects, 40 GA a season I used to set this guy targets, mate, because that's how fucking good he was. Anyway.
I request that at the end of every month on one of our Monday shows every month we review this and I want you to tally up all the GNA these guys have got and we'll keep track of it throughout the year.
We're there. I think that Bailey guy who does the Sky Blue Times. I think he does like a tracker.
Yeah, well, Bailey can hold that. We're doing it now.
You dickhead. I was going to say we can hack his because he puts it online. We can just use his tracker. You're going to make it private now. Right. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Cherky. I've gone 30. Hugh's gone 26. Foden. Right. This is an interesting one, man.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one because, like, what we saying here? Are we saying he's back? Or are we saying he's not back?
He's back.
I'm saying he's got to come back, man. Yeah, he's got to be back in it.
Bro, slap me down for 25. I'll take 25 big ones. I think this guy has to come back. He's not away with England. He's going to get a proper run with City this summer, a proper preseason setup at least type vibe. He's got fresh players around him, rejuvenated midfield, no unks to weigh him down. I think
Foden, you're a disgrace. You're saying
35.
You're saying let me tell you what you're saying. You think he's back, but you're only giving him what numbers? 26, 25?
I'm saying no 25 because I believe it's going to be very well spread out. I think this is going to be very well spread out throughout the team.
He got in his player of the year 40. And this season, he got 40 in his player of the year. And this season, in his worst season, he got 16. So you're telling me he's only going to get 9 more than his worst season, but you're telling me he's back. The math ain't nothing, bro.
In my head, I'm computing this as a 38 game Premier League campaign. I'm not.
All comp spray.
Okay, do you know what? I'm going to say 42.
How'd you go from 25 to 40? Oh, because you thought it was Prem mate. Okay, fair enough. Right.
No. I think with the extra in all comps, I think 35. 35 is good. Is a Foden's back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 30. The reason I'm going 30 is because I think, sort of like what you said, I think the goals will be in his PFA Player of the Year season. He was the guy. He carried us to the league. Him and Rodri carried us. I think this year, with Marmoush being there, with Cherky being there, hopefully Haaland back as well, Rodri's cooking. I don't think we will rely on Foden as much as we did in his PFA Player of the Year season. And I think 30, he's going to play a lot of games. And I think 30 is, I think we need to be setting for Foden these sort of numbers. Yeah, if we're sitting here, yeah, and talking about Foden being a great player, we want him to get back, to the top level. We've got to be setting him high targets. Otherwise, what we're doing here, I mean, this is a player that we all rate and we want him to do well, and he can do well, as we've seen. So I'm putting these numbers on the target because I think he can deliver these numbers. And he's a player that, if he's fit and playing well, will be playing a lot. And I don't see why these sort of numbers can't be done. So yeah, 30 for me, 35 for
Hugh. Do you rate him or do you rate him? Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing any of this protecting business. I rate Phil Foden really highly. I rate him as an elite footballer when he's on it, as he's shown. So if he's an elite footballer, like I believe he is, he will hit these numbers. That's bottom line. So go and do it.
Yeah. Nah, hear it. Right. What about this one? 60 million quid from Frankfurt in January. He's come to Manchester City. He's still, I think, the top 5 goal scorers in Bundesliga, despite not being there for 6 months. And he has 11 GA for Manchester City in all comps since he made the move in January. But of course, we weren't in the Champions League. We got knocked out pretty quick there, so he's not got any Champions League. I'm going to say 30, bro.
That's a bit low, no?
The reason I'm going to say 30 is because if he's playing off the left, he might be rotated a bit with Savio and Doku and that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to say 35.
It all depends on how much is he rotated. You know, if he plays more, if he plays loads of games, yeah, and doesn't get rotated a lot, then yeah, you know, you'll probably hit 30, 35, maybe even 40. But if he is playing off the left, that means Doku and Savio are going to be benched. And it wouldn't surprise me if you get to the 60th minute, 70th minute, if with 2-3-0 up, Pep will just sub him off for Savio and Doku to get them some minutes. I think Doku could be used as a bit of an impact player going into next year. So it's more of like, I think he's not going to play quite as many minutes as maybe we think. But I think he's going to be very impactful when he does play. So yeah, anyway, there we go. Right, Savio. Okay, this year done quite well on the assist numbers, yeah, but the goal numbers severely lacking. His stats for City this year, he got 12 assists and 2 goals. I'll be real, I need this to improve a little bit. I'm looking for 20 GNA. I'm sorry that you've got to be hitting 20. You've got to be hitting 20, mate. If you don't hit 20, remember these are targets. Yeah, these are a bit of targets, expectations, but these are I think 20 for me. He's got to be hitting 20, man. Like, I think that you're not hitting 20 GA for me, like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear it. I mean, I was gonna say like 17 and be like, look, if you're not hitting 17, you shouldn't be here. But I
need to see him, bro. I need to see his shooting.
I don't think this guy plays a huge amount of football this year. I don't know why. I just have a feeling I don't think he plays anywhere near as much as he played last season. Anyway, with the players we brought in and the players we're expecting to have more of an impact. Even like Oscar Bob, like I'm expecting him to take away a lot of minutes off Savio. Foden take away a lot of minutes off Savio. So 17, 18, I'm thinking from what he's probably going to get is a fair number.
I think for me, it's a big year for Savio for me because I think if his shooting doesn't improve, it wouldn't surprise me if he left. It wouldn't surprise me if he left at the end of the year. It really wouldn't. It really wouldn't. Okay, remember as well, these guys, Savio's probably going to play cup games, like Carabao Cup games, chat. Do you get me? So this guy, an FA Cup 3rd round game. So if we get like decent rounds and gets like teams in like League 1 or 2, you know, you can score a hat-trick in one of those games, as we've seen like fucking McAtee doing it against Salford. So you can kind of stat pad a little bit. Okay, Doku. Again, another player for me. He's got a big year ahead of him. Played well tonight by all accounts. The problem I've got with Doku is I don't really know where he's going to play in terms of starting because for me, Marmoush off the left, Foden off the right, Cherky down the middle. So he doesn't get in my strongest 11 right now. But Savio doesn't either. Do we just give him the same numbers as Savio and just say that?
I was thinking that, but then I'm like, look, we're going on to Doku's 3rd season here, aren't we? His 3rd season. Like, I think, look, I understand with Savio, maybe he won't play as much football as possible, but Doku, I'm looking at you. You have to force your way into the team here. Like, went to your 3rd season at the club. You need to start forcing your way into the team and driving some GNA. I'm saying 24 for Doku. I'm saying, like, come on, man. 24 is a fair number for a winger that has Erling Haaland inside him. Like,
yeah, first. All right. You were saying 24. I'm saying 20.
Like, look, I'm happy to look back at these at like Christmas time and say, well, this player hasn't had a fair crack at the whip. He hasn't got the minutes he probably deserves, or he hasn't got a fair chance, and say, okay, I can give leeway there. Yeah. But if players are getting good chances, good opportunities, which is why we've selected this list of players, they're expected to feature at least enough for us to put an expectation on them. Then there you go. You know
yeah, these numbers are wild, to be fair, but they are targets.
Yeah, but like they're wild when you look at them on top of each other. Do you know what I mean? But if you actually look at the player individually in isolation, I think they're understandable.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, bro. I don't think they're actually that wild, actually. I just clocked it again. Like, if you actually look at it, right? So look at my numbers here. Like, no, this is G and A, remember? Yeah, this is goals and assists. This guy got this at Wolves. Why can't he do that at City? This guy got 20-something in his Ballon d'Or year. I've lowered it to 15. This guy got 20 last year for Milan. I've lowered it to 16. This guy got 8. This guy got 5. Cherky got 32 this year for Lyon. I've gone 30. Yeah, this guy got 40 plus in his player of the year. I've gone down to 30, so I've dropped that by over 20%. Mamouche got 11 in 4 months, only playing not that many games because we was at the Champions League. I think that's more. I actually don't think. I think when you actually look at it like that, they look mad. But when you actually deep it, I think Savio and Doku's are probably the interesting one. But if they're not hitting good numbers,
they shouldn't be here.
They shouldn't be here, especially Doku's going into his 3rd year. So, like, for me, these 2 players here are like, bro, if you're not delivering me the goods, yeah, going into your 2nd and 3rd years, then you're probably going to go. And I've said this, I think if these 2 players don't deliver the goods this year, it would not surprise me, yeah, at the end of next season, we go in for, because if you think about it, what do we have to do in 2026? Yeah, we get centre back probably. And then it's probably looking at your strikers are sorted because you got Haaland and Mamouche. Your midfield is completely. You might need one to replace Kovacic. It's centre backs, one midfielder to replace Kovacic, and wingers. So yeah, there you go. Bob, we got injured again tonight. Apparently, I don't know what it was. People think it's a knock. Just play games, bro. To be honest with you, but it would be nice.
I'm gonna say 10, bro. I'm just gonna say 10 as a baseline.
I'll say 13, but again, I don't really know because
people need to really just focus on this point. It's goals and assists. It's G and A. It's like, I know these numbers look mad because if you're really focused on goals here, like to ask these players to score these goals, it's not normal. But G and A for players who are all going to be in attacking positions over the course of the season, it's in isolation. Look at them. They're not mad numbers to put on these players. If you're looking for leagues, if you're looking to win leagues and Champions Leagues, you need multiple players getting these kind of numbers.
Yeah, fact. Yeah, but Marius, he's not had a season like Savio, and he's constantly getting injured. So for him, it's like this is basically his first season, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Haaland, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now, and you're not going to like this.
Bro, me and you, man, we're like Siamese twins. I was going to say the exact same thing. 50.
Bro, if this guy wants to be winning Ballon d'Ors, if this guy wants to be breaking records, if this guy wants his name in the history books like Ronaldo's and Messi's on the names, not in maybe in terms of how they play and that, but like in terms of the goals, this guy needs to be hitting 50 goals. And, you know, he hit 30 something this year. I think he's going to be mad disappointed with that. However, there was plenty of games where we didn't get a single chance. The amount of times I did player ratings this year and he didn't get a single shot because no one created him a chance. Yes, he missed his own chances and, you know, he didn't play. I don't think he played particularly well. I think it was probably his worst year for Manchester City. However, if you can get Cherki, Foden, Mamouche and Aït-Nouri to start actually creating this guy some chances, I think 50 is mad doable. 50 is mad doable. 50 is mad doable. I think it's doable. Nah, Chris, it's goals and assists. So you got half it, innit? What's the sum?
There you go. I'll put it in the private chat.
What?
The sum.
Yeah, so I've gone 249 GA. Hugh's gone 246, but that's GA, so you got half it. So 249 divided by 2 is what? 125. So 125 goals. That's completely reasonable. You guys are acting like that's not reasonable. It's 125 goals. We scored over 100 goals pure times just in the Premier League. And we've got 125. Yeah.
We could probably lob another 30 on top of this.
We could probably lob another 30 on top.
But
chat, this is assists because remember, yeah, this isn't 249 goals. Yeah, this is 249 G and A. So obviously G and A is 1 goal. A goal and an assist is 1 goal, chat. Yeah. So you got to half that because that's the total. That's goals and assists. Yeah. Breaking news. So you're looking at about 125. Remember, we've scored over 100 goals pure times just in the Premier League. So we're doing 125. Yeah. In all comps. Oh, that's more than reasonable. More than reasonable. Yeah, I think Haaland's got to be trying to hit 50 goals, man. I think he's got to be trying. I'm not doing assists with Haaland. I don't ask about assists with Haaland. I'm asked about put the ball in the back of the net, mate. Yeah. So I reckon 50 is doable. 50 is more than doable.
Yep. I hear it.
I think his base number should be 40. I think anything under 40 for Haaland, barring injuries, I think it's a bad year. And I think he would go with that as well. He'd agree with that. I think if I said to Haaland, you get less than 40 goals next year, I think he says, bad year. I say you get 40.
No, I agree.
He said, I say you get 42. He's like, okay. I say you get 50. He's like, that's where I want to be.
100%. With what we're expecting from the rest of the squad in terms of like improvements, creativity wise, other players chipping in with assists for him, I think it's a fair expectation. You know, like you can, like you've already gone through. You can attribute a lot of his downfall last season to he had an injury here or there, not a lot of service, and then he obviously missed a lot of a good few clean cut chances himself. If he fixes up a lot of those clean cut chances he missed himself, there's a few added on. The service improves. It should improve 50%. It should improve a good 50%. There's another few added on. And then general creativity around him. He's going to pick up stuff. So, and even penalties. Throw penalties in there as well. Like, Haaland should be hitting 50 for a good season.
There you go.
Isn't that exactly what I just said? 256.
Yeah.
So
These
I'm asking
are
for
legit.
a repeat.
You guys in the chat don't know what you're talking about, yeah? You leave this to the professionals, yeah? Enjoy the show, man. Enjoy the show. Sit there, relax, get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, smash the like, subscribe, and just, chill out, yeah? Don't try to tell me and Hugh, yeah, that we don't know what we're doing. Yeah, we've done this YouTube gig a long time, mate. Yeah, relax. Enjoy the show. It's meant to be entertainment. You guys, man. Yeah, anyway, it's going to be good. Smash these likes up, chat. Big up to Perfect Soul. Says, stuff 80 million for Livramento. Go get Hakimi and Wharton. I mean, bro, if you can go and get me Hakimi, then obviously I'm not down for it.
You ain't getting Hakimi for 80 million, bro. he's not getting that, man.
Yeah, PSG don't need the cash in it. You know what I mean? But Hakimi, man, what a player. What a player. But yeah, Wharton. I reckon we're going to get Wharton next year.
Hypothetically, if we got tomorrow, here we go, Hakimi to Man City, what number are you putting on him? GNA?
20.
20?
He's a right back.
I think he's got... yeah, maybe 20. 20 to 25.
He'd probably get like 8 goals, 9 goals. I think that's still quite a lot, to be honest. I think, yeah.
He's sick, though, Hakimi. Imagine
30,
him.
30. He's not going to get 30. What's he got this year? And remember, he plays in the French league. Hakimi transfer mark stats this year, all competitions, yeah. Bro, he did 23 to be fair. But if he did 23, yeah, remember, he did 23 this season. He played 4,000 minutes in League 1 and he got to the Champions League final and he only managed to do 23, which is fucking mint, by the way. But if he only did 23 in French league, bro, this guy's not getting over 20 in the Prem. No way. He probably get, I reckon maybe like 16, 17. But you getting that out of your fullback is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But yeah, I reckon we're going to get Wharton next year. I think Kovacic stays. Yeah, I think Gundogan and Bernardo will both leave, but whatever. I think next year, all 3 of the older guys are gone. And I think City go to Palace and get Wharton. I think he's a perfect type of player for Pep Guardiola. He dunked on us in the FA Cup final, so Pep Guardiola will be like, yeah, he's mint. And I think he looks like a potential heir to Rodri. I think he looks like a potential heir. So City might just go and get him. And he's homegrown. So yeah, potentially there. Shout out Perfect Soul. Shout out Tin Sater. 2018 was peak football for everyone. Was at their peak. Yeah, 2018 was just mega though, innit? It was sick football. And hopefully we play that sort of football this year and play mega football. But it was great. It was great stuff, man. Facts. It's probably some of the best football we've ever watched in terms of like actually enjoying the game and enjoying the football. To be fair, treble year was mint. Like once we started cooking in like February or whatever, we were good to watch, but like it was a different type of good. It was more like, we was just battering teams and like killing them. You know what I mean? With like control, and it was still good to watch. It was entertaining, but
the neutral would have enjoyed 2018 a lot more than 2023.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, 100%. Bill Dean says Reinders loves a shot from distance too. Yeah, no. When I did my compilation reaction video on the second channel, I couldn't believe how many shots he had from the edge of the box. And that is something that I noticed, by the way. People keep on saying, Tijani Reinders will be getting into the box crashing. Well, listen, again, I've only watched him 5 to 7 times over the last couple of months. However, whenever I watched him for AC Milan, he didn't get in the box a lot. He was on the edge. So this thing about, oh, well, Doku will start cooking now because Reinders will be getting into the box. Well, unless Pep's telling him to do that, that's not. I didn't see that when I watched AC Milan. He's usually on the edge of the box waiting for the long shot. Now, maybe because Rodri's back, Pep will say to Reinders, nah, you don't need to be on the edge of the box because Rodri's there and he's got a good long shot. You get yourself in. All I can tell you is when I watched Reinders for AC Milan in the last couple of months, he didn't get in the box. He wasn't a box crusher. He was always on the edge.
You could have both of them on the edge, and then you give defenders a real issue as to who they go for. You know what I'm saying? If they're both on the edge of the box, you think one of them's going to be free for a large part. So you could have two players at the edge of the box who are killers from range. Like we've had to watch Akanji and Diaz and all sorts of players shoot from range aimlessly for the last year. So to have 2 and 3 players who can shoot from the, like Marmoush obviously can
and
as well.
Cross the ball as well, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know, there's nothing more depressing in life. Yeah, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful. I'm talking just like, you know, having a bit of a laugh. Yeah, it's not deep here. But there's nothing more depressing in life than watching Diaz or Akanji about to cross a football. Oh my days. You know you're finished. You know you're not going to score. when the team is at that stage of the game where Diaz and Akanji are crossing the ball, you're like, yeah, let's just end the game. We're not going to score.
Yeah, Arsenal in that, what was it, 2-2, the draw where Rodri got injured, whatever the score was, and for, what was it, like the last half an hour, it was just Diaz hammering from range.
Oh, bro, it's bad, wasn't it?
There's no method to this.
It was actually so. Honestly, bro, you know what's funny? Yeah, I seen a clip on Twitter of that game, like last week or something. Someone put a clip of like that last 10 minutes or whatever, and it was so funny. It's actually, now the season's over, yeah, and that we bought new players. I look back at it and it's actually pretty funny because all the City players are like, yeah, give me the ball, and then they get the ball, they go, give the ball to you, and then he's like, give me the ball, and he gets the ball, and he looks up, he goes, pass it back to you, and it's just fucking Kovacic, Grealish, and this guy's passing the ball left, right. It's, honestly, man, it's like it's pretty funny, man. It did make me laugh. Obviously, at the time, it was fucking well annoying, but yeah, you look back and laugh now. But yeah, anyway, smash these likes up, chat. Get these likes up, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. I don't know what your name is, bro, but I appreciate the super chat nonetheless. It says 10 plus 16 for Turkey would be mega. Agree with Hugh. Yeah. So the thing is with Turkey, though, yeah, we're kind of in that we're in the unknown. We don't really know what we're going to get. Remember, he's only 21 years old. He has done bad numbers this year. But he's got to come to a new country. I don't know. Does he speak English? He's got to learn that. He's got to learn the football's going to be slightly different. He's got to learn to play with the Pep. Minutes-wise, how many minutes is he going to play? Is he going to play every single game? You know, is Pep going to drop him for the big games? I don't know. We don't know. I'm just saying, like, best case scenario. You know what I'm saying?
This is why I said I think we'll finish this coming season saying the best is still yet to come from Turkey. I think that there's a lot for him to overcome this coming season. That's not to say there's not expectation on him. There is expectation on him of a player of his ability. But at 21, you know, I don't want him to hit his peak right now. I want him to peak at 24, 25, 26. So allow him in that kind of way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, facts. Oh, yeah, people talk about goalkeeper. Yeah, we've signed that Bettinelli guy, whatever he's called, from Chelsea.
Who cares, man?
It's just for the homegrown thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's just for homegrown.
You lot love bombas too much, man. You're calling everything bombas. That's not a fucking bomba.
You know what they do? Do you know what they do, right? They go, oh, LB, that's your bomber. So then I'll bring up the bomber, I'll read the bomber, and we'll talk about the bomber. And then when an aggregator like City Report or City Extra repost that bomber, they then go, oh, LB, City Extra bomber. And I'm like, no. That's not how this shit works, bro. Innit? We've already done it.
The problem is you and your chat spend too much time together. They know exactly how to get you on strings, and get you to do stuff. You're like one of those TikTok streamers whereby if you send a certain gift in, the guy does a dance or does like, oh, universe, that's absolutely crazy or something like that. They'll go, LB, City Extra bomba. You go, let me go over to City Extra and have a look. City Report bomba. Let me go and have a look. Bro, they've got you on strings, this chat.
Honestly, these guys, bro. Honestly, they're wild. But yeah, big up to you, bro. Big up to Phil. I'm not reading the name out again, bro. I'm active. I mean, I got the caffeine still flowing through. You're not gonna catch me out, bro. He says Wirtz is gonna flop at Liverpool. Maybe he will. I don't know.
Whoa, let's not roll over that too quickly. What do you mean they're not going to catch you out? What in this is dodgy?
You want to read his name out?
Hit the likes, people. Hit the likes. Bro, I thought it was because remember earlier on, there was a super chat by Vert earlier on, and he was like, and you were like, oh, little pause or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even read this guy's name. Come on, man,
Nah.
that's weak. That's weak.
Yeah, nah. Big up for the effort though, isn't it? And big up to Ian says, did you guys see City link with Olaina? Thoughts? Where is that? Where is this source? Who said this?
I ain't seen that.
I've seen someone else say this before. Ian, who said this? What's the source on it, man? I don't know what the source is on that, but listen, I probably take it as like a short-term solution. But then, if you're getting a short-term solution, why wouldn't you just go and get like the next up-and-coming big thing and just get him anyway, given the fact you've got Nunes? So,
he's English, isn't he? He'd be homegrown.
Yeah, homegrown, yeah. Homegrown.
Yeah, maybe you just fill
He's
a
a homegrown player. You probably get him for 20 mil. He's got 1 year on a contract. But yeah, I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that we were looking at Olaina, but I'd be open to it for a short-term solution. But then I'm just like, if you're getting him as a short-term solution, why don't you just go and get the next big thing? Like, why don't you just go and get this guy from Porto? Is he not meant to be the next big thing? This Fernandez, people are hyping this Fernandez up at Porto, saying he's the next big one. He's the next Hakimi. He's the next Mendes. Blah 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 blah. Well, if people are saying that and it's legit, then why don't you just go and get him? Save yourself the 20 mil. Just go and spend the 60. You've got a player for the next 13, 14 years. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But I think he's all right. I think he's a good player. I think he's a solid player. And he's a bit different to Nunes as well. So, you got different type of players then. You know what I mean? You got different type of players. But, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Apparently, Craig said it earlier. Right, Fairs. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Alex, I'm open to the idea of it, Ian. But, like, yeah, I would just like to... I don't know. Maybe I'm just being greedy. I just want my team. I want my team. Like, I don't want to be doing these short-term solutions, really. I'm open to it because I'd rather have someone than no one. But, yeah, Pedro Porro. I don't know about Pedro Porro, man. I did shout this guy out a couple of months ago. The chat cut me for it. I think he's decent. I think the chat hate this guy a little bit too much, if I'm being completely honest. I think he's a decent player. But if you're buying him as a starter, and you're buying him as a starter for like the next 4 or 5 years. Is he good enough to play as a starter for the next 4 or 5 years? I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I sometimes I look at Pedro Porro and go, he's class. I'd love him, and then sometimes I look at him and I go,
he's shit.
I don't know if I like that. So I don't know. I don't know who the right back's going to be next year. As of right now, it's probably Mateus Nunes.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that's good. I think we need a right back. But who's out there? City have been linked with this Wesley guy again. Never seen him in my life. Did try and watch him a couple of weeks ago, but he got dropped for the game for whatever reason. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we're not going to do that until after the Club World Cup anyway. So we'll see. But yeah, big up to you guys, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show. Big up, Perfect Soul, Puppet LB Bomber. Come on, man. Big up to you guys, man. I'll be live tomorrow with Daps on the channel, probably 12 o'clock midday or even 1 p.m, something like that. So just wait. I'll get it scheduled as soon as I know the exact time, man. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Ike Nori is now a confirmed Manchester City player. Apparently, Ryan Cherky is doing his medical tomorrow. That'll be confirmed as well. And then we've got Tijani Reinders, who's already confirmed his deal, but Manchester City have not yet confirmed the deal yet, so we don't know what's going on there, man. But yeah, big up to you. Big up to Isaac as well. I don't know if he's trying to get me again, innit? Yeah, he is. He is. Look at him. Bro, I'm telling you, man, your best time to catch me here is probably... I'll tell you a clue, right? Your best time to catch me is a Monday morning on the Elbin show at 11 a.m. because I've only just woke up. Yeah, I probably only wake a couple of hours. The caffeine ain't yet flowing. It's not in the system. Yeah, I'm probably still tired. Especially if I've done like a late night stream on a Sunday. Yeah, say I've been up till like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night. Yeah, doing a stream or a watch along. Then I'm up at 11 that's your best time to try and catch me out. But at 11:15, when I've had a Monster Energy drink, a pre-workout, you're not going to catch me.
This guy very easily, that could be his name, and he's just sending you a lovely message, and you just
If that is your name, then big up to you, innit? Thanks for watching the channel.
if that's just in case it is his name, say it, man. Show him some decency.
Nah, big up to you. Hi, LB. I'm relatively new to your channel. Love the content. Keep it up. Cheers, bro. If that is you and that's legitimate, I honestly appreciate you tuning in. We've got a great community on this channel, so hopefully you can become part of this community. So big up to you, mate.
But change your name, mate, because you're not welcome here if you're not nice to change.
It's crazy, man. I did chat. It's serious. Right, we actually need to wrap up, man. Big up to Mr. Nice Guy. Big up for the $1. Appreciate it. Shout out to Ash. As in the Brazilian article, it linked us to Jean Aramburu. Never heard of this guy before. You ever heard of him before? I think he plays for Sociedad.
No idea.
No idea. Yeah. I did see that, bro. I saw your message and I clocked it. Big up, bro. And big up to Denton as well. Always tuned in, man, with the super sticker. Says cool. Come on, man. Yeah, listen, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Say his name, show him some respect. Get out of here, man. I ain't saying the guy's name, innit? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now big up to you guys, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Big up Tiki, man. Big up Viana for dropping some big bomb battles. Yeah, and rebuilding this team to take us back to the promised land. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.